All right, shalom, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to get all even the praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rachak Radash, and double honors to the apostles and elders and elders and elder bishop across the forms of the earth that push and teaching the truth and salutation to the over elect, scattered across the forms of the earth. My name is Amon, coming back to you through the spirit of power, Yahweh Shemel Shai, nevertheless, in exhortation, Lord, as well as quick and edifying, straight to the point. Now, as you see, uproars of the people. All right, the title of this lesson, and I just got a couple clips. Of course, I want to play for you. All right, dealing with all these uproars and everything that's going on. Okay, but first I'm gonna start with a scripture. All right, of course, always got to bring this up. All right, so this is the book of Second Ezra, chapter 9, and verse 1, and it reads, "He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world have a beginning and the end is manifest, even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonder and powerful work and ending in effects and signs. So like you. But yeah, man. You see, you know, let's see, let me get this other one. Okay. This is from the book of Isaiah, chapter 42, and I'm gonna start at verse 8, and it reads, I am the Lord Yahweh, that is my name. Yahweh, if you go into the word Lord in all caps, okay, it will give you the Lord's name in ancient Hebrew, which is Yahweh, the Heavenly Father. All right, the Most High Yahweh, that is true name. And his only begotten son's name is Yahweh Shai. Okay, as we continue to manifest, uh, manifest Salaki, forgot to say the word for a second. You know, we continue to manifest the names of Yahweh Bashem El Shai unto the elect, so they be awakened and you know, or just that be awakened, okay, to the true names of to the true names of Yahweh Bashem El Shai, man. Okay, and Salaki Jake had just getting out the plantation, so Jake a little tired as hell. But anyways, Isaiah 42 and verse 8, I am the Lord Yahweh, that is my name, and my glory will I not give to another, neither my praise to graven images. Here's the point, verse 9. Behold, the former things are come to pass, and new things do I declare. And before they spring forth, I tell you of them. You see? So yeah, man. Yeah, like I said, I got these clips here. And actually let me see which one I'm gonna go for first, man. Well, yeah, I'll go with this first. So yeah, here you go. What's the way I can see? All right, here you go. And fair use, fair use, fair use.
Last night's rioting much more limited geographically than Tuesday, but probably more intense and sustained across several hours. At least 500 gathered to attack riot police in Glengormley, north of Belfast. Plainly organised, told to wear black and masks.
shit is fucking up. It's messing up a little bit. So Lord, so y'all can still hear me. But anyways, let's go back to the video.
Last night's rioting, much more limited geographically than Tuesday, but probably more intense and sustained across several hours. At least 500 gathered to attack riot police in Glengormley, north of Belfast. Plainly organised, told to wear black and masks, told not to film anything to hinder police investigations. The police responded to rocks, petrol bombs and burning barricades with water cannon and fired 20 baton rounds. They say they arrested 16 people.
People have been terrified. I mean, imagine masked thugs coming to your door in the middle of the night, telling you to get out, trying to set fire to your house. It's very hard to overstate the impact that it has, obviously, on those who have experienced that, but also on the rest of the ethnic minority community living here in Northern Ireland, contributing in so many ways, because they think, are we next?
Well, I think you can't escape the reality that a lot of the tensions and the horrific attacks on family homes, the burning out of homes, the attacking of buses, police cars, or all our first responders has happened in the main and loyalist communities. I don't think anybody can divorce from that. I put it directly to the Chief Constable who is involved in terms of, are there loyalist paramilitaries involved? That's something which they say they continue to assess.
Hijacked van.
Now, all this was stemming from an attack that happened over there in Ireland due to a quote unquote migrant or immigrant or whatever that he attacked a man. Salaki, I'm trying to remember. This man attacked the man that I don't know what happened I don't know what happened with the situation or whatever before or but so-called migrant or whatever attacked the man and saying I guess fight with him, but he had a knife, so I guess he stabbed him in the neck or trying to from the video that we saw, us brothers that saw the video, saw the clip, and it's very much gruesome and graphic. So of course we can't play it, but he was bloody. I guess it was digging into his neck with the knife or whatever. So it was stemming from that attack, and of course the people see it and they see that it's a very, very, very bad problem. All right, it's a problem there over there where they at in Ireland. All right, Belfast or Belfast or whatever, you know. And I got another clip for you. Here you go. Let me make sure. Yeah, kind. All right, here you go.
Really bad in Belfast, Ireland, if you didn't know. And I don't see anybody talking about how serious this actually is. To give you a little rundown before I dive into the details of what the fuck is going on, as you can see, the violence erupted after a stabbing on June 8th in North Belfast, where Stephen Ogilvy, a man in his 40s, was assaulted by a Sudanese national who struck him in the face and neck. The victim was in serious condition on Wednesday, having lost the use of his left eye due to the attack. His alleged attacker, Hadi Alodi, 30, was charged with attempted murder and making death threats against a radiologist at the NHS, the UK's National Health Service. Now, the PSNI issued a warning on Wednesday stating that following recent anti-immigration riots in Belfast triggered by the stabbing of a man by a Sudanese national, contact details have been shared and specific homes have been targeted to incite further protest. On Wednesday, Facebook screenshots circulated on social media revealing a list of houses of multiple occupation marked as potential targets for further protests in Belfast and surrounding areas, including street names, house numbers, and postcodes. The list, like it says here, has stoked a culture.
They've been giving away people addresses and all that just so they can attack these people who, quote unquote, look like Sudanese people, right? Who look like there are Sudanese or any other migrant that is not welcome there. That they deem that is, you know, what's the word, radical, so to speak, monsters, savages, whatever word they use for migrants nowadays, man, which it ought to be almost the same words that he used for us, right? Us, Jake, you see? So, yeah, man.
Fear that is permeating Belfast's small minority ethnic community. Wednesday night, a mob tried to attack a hotel housing asylum seekers, but when they could not reach it as the way had been blocked by police, clashes broke out with officers in a nearby residential street. Night before, minority ethnic families were forced out of their homes, businesses looted and burned, and vehicles set on fire. Similar disturbances were reported in Glengormley, Newton Abbey, Derry, and Stormont, where hooded youths launched objects at police barricades and set fires to tires and a sanitation truck. Escalating violence fueled by online hate speech from agitators like Robinson and comments from tech billionaire Elon Musk forced businesses to close early, companies to mandate remote work, and public transit to cancel multiple.
Yeah, apparently Elon Musk was enticing the situation as well. All right. I believe he was advocating for the fact of these people, going for the attack on so-called migrants, So I guess he was egging on for these people to go and attack these people. All right, for our Ireland's, the people of Ireland of Belfast, to go and attack these random people that may have not have nothing to do with this situation, man. So yeah, it's a crazy situation going on over there, man. It's lucky for a second. It's lucky. It is kind of hard. Matter of fact, so lucky. Give me 1 second. All right, so lucky for that. But yeah, let me play the rest of this video.
Wow. Yeah, this shit's pretty fucking serious. And honestly, I feel really bad for asylum seekers. While I understand the reasoning behind these actions, everybody as a whole is not responsible for one person's actions. I love the Irish. I have deep Irish blood, if you can't tell. But people, this is not okay. It just looks like things are just going to get so much worse.
And it definitely will, because you're going to come. This is a time that we spoke of, which is called Jacob's trouble. Okay, we told you people that this time is coming and that you will suffer. All right, not only Jake itself, not even Jake themselves, but you so-called freaking, you so-called Ireland, you so-called, what does it just call you by your real, say nationalities, right? You Edomites, you really you heathens. Just call you what y'all are, man. Hawaiian, you heathens. You will suffer as well and through these times. All right, because you stem from the bloodline of the people who oppress us. Okay, let's not forget that you stem from the same people, specifically these Edomites. All right, Jacob's trouble, man. A town like no other. So, this is the book of Daniel, chapter 12 and verse 1, and it reads, "And at that time shall Micah Allah, all right, Micah the archangel, Salakia, right, shall stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that should be found written in the book, all right, the book of life. Ultimately, you deemed to be of the elect, you will be saved from all these troubles. Okay, the Lord will protect you. He will preserve you from these troubles that are coming upon the planet Earth, from the plagues, from the earthquakes, from the missiles. All right, and as well as from these demons that gonna be on these people, man. All right, spirits created for vengeance. Okay, That was gonna be on these people in these last days, especially, you know, the fact that these people gonna be standing up against each other as well. All right. It's gonna be civil war, race war, class war. It's mainly gonna be a class war. But of course you're gonna have your civil war and your race wars and all that that's going on here. Okay. So this is the book of Second Ezra, chapter 15, verse 14, and it reads, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein," right? Because wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, as it says. Where is it? In verse 6, if you jump up at the same chapter, verse 6, right? So yeah, wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, right? And the hurtful works are fulfilled. Soon the Lord will checkmate this devil in all his schemes, right? Because soon as he pushed forth that chip to make it mandatory and think he's gonna fill his belly, think he's gonna get away with it, think he's safe, in his new world order. All right, that's when the Lord gonna checkmate this devil. That's when he gonna, what I'm saying, be put in straits, as it says in the book of Job. Okay, this devil is his kingdom is over with. All right, again, uproars of the people. Okay, one of the main signs of of a rebellion for the downfall of the kingdom. All right, another great sign: your women is leaving you. Right, that's another great sign, man. Okay, and many other signs that America gives that is going to fall. All right, because following the same ways of how it's been going, with this Great Depression, all these industrial revolutions that they upgrade in technology. You see, so this through. Okay, this place they're trying to revive itself through means of pushing laws and establishing new systems and all that. It's not going to fucking work. It's not going to work. Your time is coming to an end, and Yahweh Shemel Rashai is coming for you, Esau. He's coming for you. All right, to put you in. All right, and to bring down your kingdom, man. Your blessing is coming to an end. All right. Soon we will be living our blessing, man. Real soon, through the spirit of power, Yahweh Shemel Shai, who will set us up in your stead. He will bring you down, as it says in the scriptures in the Apocrypha. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is in the beginning of it that followeth it. Okay? Second Ezra 15 and 14. Woe to the world, and them that dwell therein. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. Okay? And of course, the modern day sword is the gun. All right? We know that it's going to really intensify here in Babylon the Great, but how much more will all the rest of the world? All right? We know the UK, Britain, all of them, they really play with knives, you know. They really deal with machetes and all that shit. Them motherfuckers really be playing with. They really still do it God damn, I can't talk. The traditional way, okay, which is fighting with swords. Nah, and here in America, niggas really want to do you the worst way. You see? So yeah, man. Verse 16. For there should be sedition among men and invading one another. They should not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. All right. I keep reading. Verse 17. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, and their houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. And just like they've been saying in the news report, that people houses were being, ravaged, burnt down, cars being burned as well. You know, so people are really losing shit all for the actions of one man, as the Edomite said, when he said he Ireland, so no telling he may be Jacobite, right? And that's another thing. Some of the islands over there could be Jake, could have quote unquote Irish was Jake. Jake was ruling in Jake was ruling in England. Remember that. So Jake is mingling amongst, doing Edomites up there or whatever, whatever else the nation that decided to go up there as well, right? Verse 19, a man should have no pity upon his neighbor, but should destroy their houses with the sword. By any means or what way they decided to, you know, to terrorize the people, but hey, they're getting terrorized. Trouble is upon them, right? They ain't receiving no pity whatsoever. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. For great tribulation, man. Okay? And let me get one more scripture here. I believe it's the book of Luke, chapter 21. All right. Con. Big con. Here it is, the book of Luke, chapter 21, and verse 25. All right. And it reads, and there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations, with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring. And another thing you can also look at, dealing with the scriptures. When you're reading the scriptures, you go to study the words and all that. Key words in these scriptures will mean different things, like, say for instance, the waters, right? Like, let me actually go and get one key example. Okay. So this is the book of Revelation, chapter 17 and verse 1, and it reads, and there came one of the seven angels which had the seven vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, come hither, I will shew unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters. Okay? Now, when you go into the word waters here in this precept, it would really go into the masses of the people. Okay? Because people represent waters as well. They represent the waters. And if we jump down here to verse 15, it will explain that to you. All right. Verse 15, and it reads, and he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the horse sitteth, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. So you see, It's like people start coming outside and shit. I ain't want them to hear what I'm saying or whatever. But yeah, man. Yeah, when the script, sometimes the scripture when they speak of waters in certain context, you got to go. You know what I'm saying? Hey, that's why you got to go into the words. All right, that's why you got to go into the words, man. All right, so it's speaking of peoples. All right, same thing here now in the book of Luke, where I'm about to read. Okay, Luke 20, Luke 21 and verse 25, and it reads, "And there should be signs in the sun, and in the moon and the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring." All right, meaning the people are raging. Right, they are with, just like you said, distress of nations with perplexity. All right, meaning the nations, they are in the uproar. The nations are in an uproar. All right, because of the things that's going on in their home, in their quote unquote homeland. But the things that are being allowed is because their government is set up and corrupt. That's why everything is not going the way that it should be in their countries, right? Where there's no peace, some quote unquote migrants is being pushed into the country, well, allowed into the country. We didn't know these people are not right. Their customs are different from the natives, quote unquote. You see, so these people are in an uproar. These people are perplexed with the bullshit that they have to deal with. You see, verse 26, men's heart failing them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken. Okay, so that's basically the point I want to get. Distress of nations with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring. All right. So so yeah, with that I'm gonna go ahead and end it, man. I ain't want to make it too long. Of course, the lesson we do, saying for the edification at the end of the day. All right. And of course, from the apostle to her on down, he says analyzing stage, say a prophecy, where people, could be still doing all types of wickedness, prophecy, still being fulfilled at the end of the day. That point where we really is at the end, which is being talked about more, being talked about way more than it was before. See, so people are really acknowledging prophecy as we speak because they have no choice but to acknowledge prophecy because it's actually speaking. Okay, what them small hats over there doing in the land of Israel is really exposing themselves, and the people are seeing their true colors because the people are really starting to wake up to who the small hats are truly are. Some starting to really believe that they are the Edomites of the Bible, and they are Amalek. They are not the true people of the Lord. As we continue to break down, as we continue to tell you people, but y'all don't want to listen to the prophets. Y'all do not want to listen to the true people of the Lord, the actual people of the Lord, the actual Israelites. Okay, which they don't even call themselves Israelites. They call themselves quote unquote Israelis. You see, but anyways, I'll go ahead and end it on that. Lord's will y'all was edified to the yeah, Salakia. Lord's will y'all was edified. All right, and I'm gonna end it by giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Chakwadash, and double honors to the apostles, the elders, the bishops, gospel formers of the earth that push and teaching the truth, man. And salutation to the over elect. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Stay prayed up, stay blessed, and stay humble, and continue to stay vigilant.